Yeah, good morning, fellow Nigerians. I am Malcolm S. Jr. I want to speak to you all the truth. Yes, I'm a Muslim and I have the right to speak during this trying time. I have the right to speak to the heart of many Nigerians who have been suffering, who have been going through hungers, including myself, in the last few months. Everything has skyrocketed. The price of goods have rise and the cost of living is nothing to talk about. The price of fuel, the cost of naira against dollars have risen. But permit me to say that the Muslims have been deceived by these so-called Muslim tickets. And we all know how we have perceived the like of Mr. Peter Obi, who is a Christian with a Muslim heart. We all know how we have perceived him. We've perceived him as someone who he is there to Christianize Nigerian, as someone who really is there just for Christian agenda. And this is because many Christians too, that is the way their politicians have always sell the package to them. They've always deceived them that they, as Christians, have to be there so that they will prevent the Muslim from Islamizing Nigeria. They have forgotten that a good Nigerian is a good Nigerian for all, and a bad Nigerian is a bad Nigerian for us. So the politics that the Christians are practicing, the same politics that the Muslims are practicing, which led them to the so-called the Muslim ticket, and they have been deceived by all. Peter Obi is a Christian with a good Muslim heart. Among all the politicians in the corridors of power, who be stand out. I'm a Muslim. I deserve to speak the truth at all times. Allah Ta'ala even said in the Quran, وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّ شَنَآنُ قَوْمٍ عَلَىٰ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا اعْدِلُوا هُوَ أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَى. This is in Surah Al-Ma'idah. Allah Ta'ala said that do not allow the hatred you have to some set of people allow you not to be just. Be just to them, and that is close to piety. Now, can you name any politicians, Muslims or otherwise, who have gotten to the corridors of power and remain free from corruption? We don't have any, do we? Do we have any? We don't. Good Muslims with a good Muslim's heart, who should have been governors or powerful politicians, have not been allowed in the corridors of power. The likes of Dr. Abdul Latif, also known as Honorable Yekbe, have not get there. The likes of the jam registrar, it's just a jam registrar, the Professor Oloyede. How imagine if that kind of jam registrar become a governor of a state, how he will take care of the affairs of his state and be just to his people. And a lot of Muslims with a good Muslim heart who have not been allowed to taste power. All of these bad Muslims with a bad Muslim's heart have been blocked. They have been all of these good Muslims have been blocked by corrupt politicians from getting to the corridors of power. It is shame that most Muslim politicians who have tasted power do not possess the heart of a Muslim. It's shameful. Their heart are darkened by evil desires to amass wealth for their unborn generations. They sow the seeds of corruptions, corrupting the entire system and ensuring that the population remains poor. They turn state resources into their own. Look at the former governor of Kogi State using state money to pay for his children's future fees. Look at any state, whether current or former governors, and see how they have plundered the treasury for their gain. See how they are suffering. Look at the northern states. Look at how the poor are suffering. A lot of people are impoverished in the north. A lot of people are poor in the north. Yes, I'm a Muslim. I know what I'm saying. A lot of people, forget it. More than 95% of people are very poor in the north. The only few people who are rich only continue to be rich, only continue to enrich themselves for their unborn generations. Now, the hunger we see in Nigeria today is due to our failure to confront these criminals called politicians, because criminals have used religion as a tool to galvanize supports. They play politics on our head. They use us and dump us at the end of the day. They give few milk and meat to the fewest among us so that they can continue to ponder their resources. They use religion to galvanize votes and play tribal cards against us. They tell us, don't worry, just vote us. We are Muslim. We are going to take care of your religion. We don't want anything to touch your religion. You will allow the Sharia and all of these ways they use to amass wealth for themselves, and they use it to embezzle the public funds that are supposed to be used to take care of all. And you can imagine a Muslim. You can imagine a Muslim stealing from public funds. You can imagine a Muslim stealing. Do you know what stealing does? Stealing kills generations. The money you are supposed to use to build good roads, when you steal it, there will be a lot of accident on that road, and a lot of people will die. A lot of people will die because of that. The money you are supposed to use to build good hospitals, when you steal it, there will be a lot of people who will die because there is no enough facilities to take care of those in hospitals. The money you are supposed to use to fight terrorism, the money you are supposed to use to fight banditry, the money you are supposed to use to fight those who are kidnapping us and our children. When you use our children, when you use it, when you steal it, you are going to allow corruption to continue to take place. Unfortunately, these politicians have played in our head as Muslims. They've told us that no, 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 no. Protest is haram. Let me tell you, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear Muslims, I'm talking to you. Protest is not haram, even in an Islamic system of government. How dare you say protest is haram? The time of Jad bin Yusuf al-Thaqafi, who is the leader of the Muslim, who is tormenting them and oppressing them, a lot of Muslim scholars stood firm against him. The companion of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ stood firm against him and then declared his enmity towards what he was doing, how he was oppressing, killing and subjugating the Muslims, and how he was corrupting the land, despite the fact that it's an Islamic system of government, despite the fact that they have Qudot ruling with the Sharia of Allah. They stood firm against him. Abdullah ibn Zubayr stood firm against him. Abdullah ibn Zubayr is a companion. He later killed Abdullah ibn Zubayr. And then Hassan al-Basri prayed against him. And Allah took his soul because he was hunting for Hassan al-Basri as well, a scholar. So how dare you say that it is haram to protest in this system of government, when even in democracy it is allowed to protest, a fundamental human right? How dare you as a Muslim come out, or as a scholar, or as anything you call yourself, come out and say it is haram to protest? Are you crazy or out of your sense? Or what is doing you? What is wrong with you? Oh, you fools that you call yourself scholars. What is wrong with you? Are you not thinking at all? People are hungry. They are dying. Or is it the amount of money they have paid you that is allowing you not to speak the truth? Stop all this shit, man. Stop it. Don't allow these guys to continue to fool you. You have the right to protest. You have the right to change the narrative. You have the right to allow these people that are called government to be accountable. They are not accountable at all. They are not accountable. To be frank, they are not accountable. That is why they are all sharing the national cakes. Do you know that the politicians are corrupt? Do you know that the civil servants, those who are placed in high authorities among them, are very corrupt? Even those who are in the low level are all corrupt. Do you know that they are sharing corruption? Do you know that they've turned corruption to national cake? And they are what? They are eating it. One get to office, is going to corrupt and is going to take from national cake. You could imagine someone whose salary is 500,000 naira in a month and is living in an apartment that is renting 10 million naira in a year. How dare you? How did you acquire the money? So forget about the politicians are corrupt. Forget about all of these people who work with the government. They are corrupt. So how dare you think that there will be a change in the system? How dare you think? How dare you think without people calling this government to order and asking them to be accountable? How dare you think that they can change? Or you think that the Muslims, everybody who is faced with these hungers, should just sit down and watch and pray to God that, oh God, help us, our politicians are corrupt? Oh no. You see, these guys are Dajjal, these guys are satanic, these guys are devils. The only language they understand is the language of protest, which is a fundamental right of democracy. That's the language they understand. They understand the language of the people. Can't you see in few days ago, in few days, the protest, as I'm doing this review, the protest now is tomorrow. Can't you see that a few days ago, they've been running helter-skelter. They've been looking for what, they've been looking at what to do. They are calling the traditional rulers, the religious leaders, they are calling them together, tell your people not to protest. If the protest is not going to work against them, why do you think they are running helter-skelter? Man, we can change the society. And we are Muslims, we are supposed to be the forefront. We are supposed to be the forefront of change. We should not allow ourselves to be oppressed. And we should not oppress others, says Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Don't be oppressed and don't allow yourself to be oppressed. We have been subjugated as Muslim by our scholars with a narrative that it is haram to protest. In a democratic system of government, that is a fundamental right for them to protest, and you are saying it is haram to protest. Do you have sense at all? How do you bring religious ruling, the Sharia ruling meant for an Islamic system of government into a government that's a democracy that we all are practicing here in Nigeria? Are we practicing Sharia in Nigeria? Tell me. If you tell me we're practicing Sharia and then anybody who came to the corridors of power are Muslims, do you even think if we are practicing Sharia and the government of that state is not responsible and we are all hungry, do you think we'll keep quiet? And you say we should just pray? Do you think if the government is embezzling our resources, do you think we'll keep quiet? How dare you talk like that? Oh, you fools. Oh, you who call yourselves scholars. Please, if you cannot speak the truth, desist. Go and sleep. Go and lie low. See, the youth, we are awakened to reality. We've seen that there's no way, there's no future for us. We've seen there's no future for us unless we stand for our rights. Unless we stand for our rights, there's no future for us. Many things have been destroyed. The treasuries have been looted by the government that claim to liberate us from military rule to a democracy of looting. Let them know that the protest is not about Peter Obi or Atiku, who is also part of the looters of Nigerian economy. A Muslim without a Muslim heart. How can you see your children and parents hungry and be comfortable with looting? Islam teaches us unity and moral values. But our so-called Muslim politicians have looted the treasury in shame. They use various instruments to stay relevant in looting, such as Muslim speakers who praise and pray for them. They continue to loot. Where is our hope for nation building? How can Nigeria become like the like of USA, the like of France, the like of UK, the like of Hungary, the like of China, the like of Saudi Arabia, the like of Qatar? How can Nigeria be a fascinating country like that? The protest today is about hunger and bad governance. The system is the government of today and the government of yesterday. They are not held accountable. They are really corrupt. When I say the government, I mean both who work as a civil servant and those who are in the government as politicians. It's about hunger. The protest today is about hunger. It's about bad policies that have wrecked down our economy. How can you single-handedly decide the direction of Nigerians? The moment Mr. President stepped into the corridors of power, that was the day we started feeling the heat. You step in the same day you announce, and the price of fuel went from 200 naira or 185 naira per liter to 1,000 naira per liter or 1,500 naira per liter immediately. So when you buy 20 liters for 2,000 naira before, now you buy 2 liters for 2,000 naira. How do you want people to be patient? And then you share your palliatives. You share palliatives to governors who are also looting the palliatives. How dare you think the palliatives will reach us, we the poor? It won't reach us. They have shared it. It's a national cake for them. It has been delivered to their corridors and they have shared it. And now the effect of the removal of fuel subsidy is now obvious on all, even on the rich ones. You see Dangote crying, complaining. Dangote, of course, is one of those who have benefited from a bad system, who have also benefited, who have amassed wealth for himself and for his unborn generations. Now he is also crying hell that they don't want his refinery to work because the looters are there. They want that fuel subsidy to continue. They want to continue looting. What is even fuel subsidy? What are they subsidizing for us? It is just called fuel looters. It is not really subsidy. It's a looting. You are subsidizing looters for them to continue to loot. They are looters. They are not subsidizing anything for us. Nothing. Transport, health sector. Everywhere you go, you pay for your service, man. Nothing is being subsidized for you. Food is not subsidized. And they say they want to copy the advanced nations of the world. Is this how they suffer their people? Do you think if those advanced nations of the world like US, China, and the rest make their people hungry, do you think they will allow them to stay in the corridors of power? The same way you don't want us to protest, the same way you don't want us to protest, they will also protest. Just for taking light for 1 hour in US, there will be protests. Now you decided to put us in darkness. No good roads, health, everything is not working in Nigeria. Name one parastatus that is working in Nigeria. You won't find any parastatus working. So the protest of today is about hunger. And we Muslims have the right to protest. So why is our refinery not working? Why are our natural resources kept in the hands of a few? While every businessman from nooks and crannies of the world, they will come inside and loot them. The emirs, the obas, and the igwes, they've arranged a plan to loot their resources, the resources in their land. They have a way to loot them. When they invite people from China, from Germany, from different countries, come in, don't worry, we have sand here. This sand is like there is gold inside. Then they will loot what is there, and then they take it back to their country and give a peanut to them. That is all. We have a lot of natural resources. God bless us with a lot of natural resources. But unfortunately, bad governance. We continue to have bad governance in our country. Mr. President, if you have a heart, if you really have a heart, if you have a heart like that of the king, you want to be like King Solomon, you want to be like king or queens in England, if you want to have their hearts, if you want to have a heart of a Muslim, reverse that fuel price back to 120 and called the Nigerians, call the former leaders, let them sit down. Let them realize that the looting, the bad governance must stop. Call all parastatals, sit them down and tell them this is the way forward. Reverse the fuel price back to 120. And then you will see how Naira against dollar will dropped. You will see. So you have to reverse the rise of dollar against the Naira. Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. You have to give incentive fertilizers directly to the farmers. How many farmers know how to use internet facilities and service? Looters are the one looting everything. Looters everywhere. All power status, Mr. President, they are looters. You have been there before. You know what I mean, Mr. President. They are looters everywhere. All the businessmen in Nigeria are great looters. I don't mean small micro business who is struggling to stand. I mean this big business. They are the one looting the economy. All of them. Bring them to a table that we must stop. Our country must work. We don't have another country. And Mr. President, lastly, please tell your police or mobile forces not to kill any protesters under any guise. Do not kill a protester. Tell them not to take law into their hands. Whoever that is found guilty, whoever that is stealing, whoever that is spoiling the protest, let them charge them to court. Do not kill anyone during protests. It will be bloody. It will turn to revolution. It will turn to disaster when you kill a soul while they are protesting peacefully. And we urge you all protesters, whether you are Muslims, whether you are Christians, whether you are none of the two religions, we are appealing to you. Please, let us protest calmly. Let us protest peacefully. Let us protest so that they will hear our voice. They already started hearing our voice, but it is not enough. We must change the narrative. Our slogan, we must change the narrative. Good day, everyone. Thank you for listening to me. I remain Malcolm Hess Jr. Malcolm Hess Jr. I remain. And one day, inshallah, I shall raise up to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, where I will serve my people with justice, where I will make sure that no one sleep with hunger, where I will walk all around to see that. You all to subscribe to my channel, share and like so that many people can benefit. Dear fellow Nigerians, please do that for me, as that will help me to do more and more videos. Please, love you all, fellow Nigerians.